Welcome back to King's Outdoor Life. A little bit different video today. Just decided to do a little tutorial on how to set the level on your mower deck, and also looked at the blueberries. So if you're here for the blueberry tag, it's at 6 minutes and 14 seconds. Thanks for watching.
So I wanted to give a quick little tutorial on something that may sound simple, but it's really necessary and not everybody knows how to do it. And that's leveling the mower deck. So every deck is going to be a little different. On this John Deere X300R is what I have, is the deck is mounted on a front pivot point here. So you can see as you lift, that's going to hold the deck flat. It has these anti-skid wheels down here, and then this is a attachment you can hook to your water hose and pull this off, hook that to your water hose, and clean the deck out there by hooking to the water hose. But as far as leveling the deck, you have a setting right up under here. So this screw right here is held here on a pivot point, and it comes down and attaches to this arm right here. And it has a nut here that you can loosen to let it down. It lowers this side down, or you tighten it to pull this side up. So that would affect this back side of the deck. The front's going to stay the same, and it's going to pivot there. You have the same thing on the other side. On this side, you have the same arm here that you loosen or tighten this bolt to raise or lower this side of the deck. So you want to make sure you get on level ground, like in your garage. If you have a slab, concrete slab in your garage, park there, and you'll measure the height from the bottom of your deck to the slab on both sides until you get that level. Here's something most people don't think about that I think is one of the most important parts, and that's your tires. The inflation level on your tires impacts where this whole thing rides. So if this tire here, back here, is flat, or this side is flat, then it's obviously going to make this sit lower to the ground because of lack of air pressure. So the first thing you need to check is to make sure your tires are inflated to the proper pressure that's going to be indicated here. Here, these are 10 psi. So it's not like your car tire, typically like a 35 psi. It's going to be a lower amount. So you want to make sure your tires are all inflated to the same pressure. Another thing I want to talk about as far as cutting level is cutting in a straight line. When you're cutting the grass, I'll do a time lapse too to show you this. You want to make straight lines. So as I come through here in my grass, I go all the way down to the road, turn around and come all the way back in a straight line. So straight line there, straight line back, and I don't cut when I'm turning. So with this Bermuda grass here in Alabama, we have a lot of Bermuda grass. We'll look real close here. The Bermuda grass, you'll hear these anti-scalp. What does scalp mean? Scalp means you cut too low in one place and it looks bad. This time of year, our grass is green. When I pull this grass, I'm gonna see the grass is, so it'll zoom in there, it's brown near the ground, and the leaf structure is green. I like to cut my grass tight. So you can see here, I'm at, inch and a half is where I'm cutting this. Sometimes I cut it shorter than that. But right now, you really don't want to cut more than 1/3 of this leaf structure at any time to keep from getting brown spots. Well, what happens this time of year, pretty much all this grass blade is green. So if you scalp a little bit, if you get a little low here or there, you really don't see that bad because it's green all the way down, again, almost to the ground. But come late in the growing season, say August into September, that brown gets higher and higher up the leaf stalk. So you can just gouge it just a little bit and it'll show that brown gouge mark, and that'll look bad if you cut a gouge here, a gouge there. So more important about how your level is the later you get into the season, but also not making those gouges. When you turn, let's go back to the lawnmower. When you turn your mower to the left, this left side will dip down. You turn your mower to the right, your right side will dip down. So that's when you get more of your gouges, when you're turning to the left or to the right. So always try to cut in a straight line, and don't cut the grass while you're turning. So let's recap this. Number one, park on a level surface, preferably in your garage, to set the level. Set the level on each side using the adjustment provided up underneath the deck wherever your adjustment is. But don't forget the tires. Why are the tires important? Again, equal inflation across all 4 tires makes the whole mower, including the deck, set level. If one side of your tires, left or right, is low in air pressure, it'll make that side of the mower sit lower, causing you to mow unevenly. All right, hope that helps somebody. The next thing I want to look at are these blueberries here. I'm gonna get close and let you see these blueberries. They're not blue yet. Here it is, June 12th in Alabama. Usually we'd be getting really close to getting ripe blueberries right now. You can see this one is about to turn. This year was kind of a cool spring, so we are not ready yet. Today what I was doing was just checking them to make sure I didn't get bagworms. Last year I got bagworms about this time and took out a chunk of one of these bushes. So I'm just checking the overall health here, and I'm pinching off anything I see. You know, here's a berry that didn't do right. It turned blue, but it's just dry. I can't even mash it. I'm gonna pick anything that's not any good. I'm gonna pick off. Here's some of that bagworm problems from last year. It's a dead limb. I'm gonna break that off. Anything that's dead, go ahead and get it out of your way. It's not gonna help the plant. So trim that off. I'm just gonna break all these little things off. If it'll break easily in your hand, then it needs to come off. So if I just barely pull on these, if it's dead, it's gonna break off. I do not have to pull on anything. One thing I want to check here, I thought it was a spider web, and it is. I'm okay with spider webs. Spiders eat bugs, but not okay with bagworms. So we're good to go here. I do not poison blueberries. I don't recommend anybody poison the blueberries, mainly because people love to eat them right off the vine too much. So, all right, blueberries are looking good. We'll get more on these in a couple of weeks. We'll cover 2 more things on this video. The first is this blade here, brand new blade, and kind of how the grass is cut. It's important. So you always see this is the cutting edge of the blade. When you're sharpening your blade, you sharpen this cutting edge, the leading edge. That's what cuts the grass. But this back edge is important too. There's a great video by Smarter Every Day out there. If I can figure out how to put a link in the video, I will. How this causes lift. And as this spins, it causes the wind, it causes the lift to stand the blades up, so then the leading edge can cut those blades of grass. So the back part of the blade is just as important as the front part, because the back and this angle causes lift, causing the grass to stand up so the blade can cut it off. The second thing I'll mention about not scalping the grass is the part of stopping. When you are riding down to there, you're mowing your grass, and if you decide to stop, then the front of your mower will drop down, causing it to scalp the front of the mower deck, cut lower, scalp the grass. So, all right, that's all I got.